Hello and welcome everyone to another Northbasics episode on this channel. Today it's gonna be all about these guys here, the healers, and healing in Northgard. So I'm gonna try to answer all the common questions about healing here. So when do you heal, why do you heal, and why do I sometimes not heal? And yeah, without any further ado, let's just jump straight into the first topic and question. The first question you may ask yourself is, why would you even want to heal? So why would you not want to have like all of your village full of low villagers? And this is the wounded clan members debuff. So you always gotta watch out that your wounded clan members, it doesn't matter how hard they're wounded, so it can have 10% of their life and they can have 95% of their life. They will still have the wounded clan members bonus debuff, so it doesn't matter how hard they are hurt, it just hits as hard. It doesn't scale, it's always the 20%. So you gotta actually watch out that you don't have low villagers working in very valuable jobs. So if you have a farmer right here, he's producing 5 food. And you have a villager right here who's producing 4 food, a little bit more right now because of the silo, but just say it right now. It's actually better to have the low villager just having the villager and the full villager having as a farmer, because 20% of 5 food production is of course a little bit more than 20% of 4 food production. So that is something you may want to watch out for. And what I actually do in the early game is that I use low villagers to build buildings, and I actually thought a little experiment for that, because I don't know actually if a lower villager will build a building 20% slower than a full villager. And for that we just have a little test round here, and we're just gonna test it live here. Hey, we are thinking people, we can just test it out. So 2 villagers over here, and we're gonna start with him, and then we're... So actually she should be like 1 second slower than her, and just gonna see if it's gonna be really the second I send it her slower there, or if she has a little debuff while the building. Actually hard to say right now, but I would say she hasn't. And yep, she hasn't. That's just the time we had there. There's no real 20% debuff there, so it's actually quite smart to do that in the early game. Send the villagers over there. It's good to know. It's good to know. And yeah, without no, I just forgot something. You will actually get a happiness debuff when you have more than 4 low villagers. That's very important to say, because that will ultimately decide when you want to heal. Because when you have 4 wounded villagers, the happiness debuff is going to crush in, and you will not only have 4 villagers that are that have reduced production, what is quite hurtful already. The happiness debuff is going to hit quite hard in the early game, so watch out for that, and don't really let that happen in that moment. But so the next question would actually be, when do you want to heal? And this question is quite situational, because in different situations you want to do different things. So when you are in the early game just right now, and you have like 10 villagers around that mark, and just getting your first warrior waves out, and you already have your 4 wounded clan members full, so you get the happiness debuff. You actually want to suicide one of your warriors, so you get down to 3 low villagers again. So you don't have that, because in the early game you don't have really the tools to fight against the happiness debuffs you get there. Later on you can just do it by putting in some skulls and trying to, for a moment at least, get this out of your mind and not having to think too much about the happiness debuff. But in the early game I would actually tell you to suicide your warriors, at least if you go over the 4 rounded villager marks. And this is actually, with that I actually told you my usual mark when I want to heal, because even if you're in a little bit later phase of the game, usually if you have 4 wounded villagers, it starts to hurt you, because they will just produce a lot less than they would usually do. And yeah, that's of course the reason why you would want to heal them, and the happiness bonus is not perfect to just clear it out with skulls if you could just heal it. So sometimes in macro games, if you just feel like, okay, just let me upgrade this, just let me upgrade this, and not upgrading the healer set should be, yeah, you don't want to really upgrade the healer set and don't want to do it with the normal healers. You can delay it for a little bit of time and just grab it with the skulls, let's say it like that. So just negate the happiness debuff with skulled happiness, and it can be possible for a little bit of time, but I wouldn't actually take it too long. So keep in mind, around the 4 low villagers or even war chief mark, you should think about healing your villagers and war chiefs. And the next question is going to be, how do you heal? So this question is rather easy to say. You're just gonna build a healer's hut, or if you are a Boar clan member or the leader of the Boar clan, you will need a mender's hut. The mender's hut doesn't really, isn't something different than the healer's hut. Just the menders will produce a little bit lore for you in the moment they don't heal anymore, and the healers will just, yeah, not heal anymore and be quite useless. So you see right here, if I put a villager in here, she will start healing. A random member of the clan, usually it is, they start with the highest HP count of the warriors, so they start with warriors first. Nah, I did a mistake here. So they start with sick villagers. Sick villagers are their highest priority, or I even think, yeah, everything what's sick and has low HP in that thing. They will try to heal it high. Then they will try to heal the highest HP count warrior or military unit that they find. So they always start with the highest HP count unit. That may seem a little bit unlogic to you, but it is very logic because of the rounded clan member bonus. So you would actually want to heal the highest HP counts first, so they get rid of the bonus. So that is perfectly fine, this direction. But if you have low villagers and they are just sick right now and you want to heal them in the last second, you can actually choose in the healer set. So you just click on the healer set and you can choose your target, your heal. You can target the same with 2 healer sets. So you see right here the axe thrower is blocked, so you can't do that anymore. That were earlier a thing when players just went into full starvation mode and just had a lot of healers, but that isn't possible anymore, so you don't even need to try. So it is blocked now. You can't heal the same villagers, war chiefs, or anything with the same camp. What is a little bit sad when you have a big boy here, because they will need a lot of healing, and 3 healers will take some time. But there are actually different ways to improve them, what we're going to be in the next bit. So, when we have no choice and we need to heal, what can we actually do to improve our healers? And we can, of course, upgrade the healer's hut. Upgrading the healer's hut will make your healers not only, like you would assume from other buildings, 20% faster, it will make your healers 100% faster. And that is quite a mark. And for that, I actually also already have another test here to test that out. I'm just gonna get like this shield bearer over here, and maybe this axe thrower over here. They have the same HP counts, so I think that's quite valuable. So I can quite see how it goes here. Oh damn it, I'm gonna be attacked in a second, I think, but not too bad. Just gonna pick the shield bearer with this unit, and I'm gonna pick the axe thrower with the upgraded healer set. And we can see it right here. So the axe thrower is getting healed by the upgraded healer set, and the shield bearer is getting healed by the unupgraded healer set. Oh, that's not too bad, as long as they don't attack me right here. So I can do my little test over here. And yeah, we already see how the axe thrower is going away with heal. So this upgrade is quite significant, and you're gonna save a lot of time by upgrading your healer set. And it's one of the crucial upgrades, definitely, in the later stages of the game, when you need to upgrade your need to heal your army in the later stages of the game. That will often happen because it's usually better to heal up your army again than cycling it through. Even though I like to cycle it through sometimes, but it isn't the most efficient thing to do, definitely. So you saw just right here that upgrading a healer's hut gives it a quite significant improvement. You can still improve the tools of your healers. That will give them 15% more speed. They actually had it right here already, so shouldn't actually have changed anything in the test here, but they will heal a little bit faster, and it can be quite worthy in the later stages of the game to really go for that. I wouldn't say in the start of the game you should really use your iron to upgrade other jobs, so it shouldn't be the most valuable thing yet you can upgrade, but it's actually a thing and you can keep that in mind. Most of the clans will actually have medicine. That will increase your healer's healing speed by 50%, and your healers will gather food when there's nothing to heal anymore. So yeah, your healers will just run around and do nothing when they have nothing to do anymore. So this lore will change that, and your healers will grab food, and that actually leads into some things that I will give you in the tricks afterwards. But it's quite helpful. I saw some players then going not for the upgrade of the healer's hut and just trying to get it with the just with the medicine skill. Sometimes it really worked out. I really enjoyed that. We're more into the times where you really wanted to spend every stone you had on upgrading camps, but it's not that important anymore, so you can spend a little bit more stone in your eco if you want so. And I would actually always tell you just upgrade the healer's hut because it's so much worth. So, and now to the little tips and tricks about healing, and I actually told you the first one already at the start of the video. It's quite important at the early game when you play hard difficulty. It will happen to you quite often that you will have quite fast a lot of hurt villagers, so wounded villagers. And if you happen to have warriors out at that time and you have already the 4 villagers to get a happiness debuff, you should actually suicide a few of your warriors, at least one then, to get down to 3 wounded clan members, because you really don't want to have that happiness debuff in the early game. It can slow you down so much and you will just have too much wounded villagers to really get an eco up on hard difficulty. So you really need to suicide one of your warriors if you happen to have that, and in the worst case you may really need to build a healer's hut then, and working with unupgraded healers, what I never really like too much to do. And the second tip I can actually give you is, I saw it with a lot of players. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but yeah, I'm not disliking it, definitely. I just don't do it that often. But it's just because I don't go for medicine that often. You see where I'm going there. A lot of players will build their healer's hut in this style here and get medicine then. So they have their healers over here, and when the healers stopped healing, they will just start grabbing food, and they will be in your main food tile then. So you have your silo there, and they will be not any worse than your villagers right here. So it can be quite cool to upgrade them and yeah, get the medicine and get the healers in here, so you never need to change them. You can just have your healers all the time in here. When you have low army running in, you don't need to convert anything. It's just automatically happening, and your army will get healed. And when they're ready, they will just start grabbing food again. That's quite a cool idea, and should definitely use it if you don't like to micro all too much in the later game. I don't usually do it all that often, but it's just mostly about that I have my food tiles already totally planned down in that point. But I maybe should do this a little bit more often. And yeah, with that, I'm actually gonna close that video here. I hope I covered every question that you might have about healing. If there are some questions you have in addition, you can of course just write them down in the comments. I will be happy to yeah, answer them as good as I can, even though yeah, trolls say I'm not the best healer in the world, but I actually yeah, enjoy my healing tactics right now. In the earlier games, when I played more rushy games, I didn't heal that much because it were just holding me up that much, but yeah, it was, while the meter got a little bit slower, I actually got more and more into the healing, and I think it's not too bad anymore. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did so, leave a like, sub or whatever you want, and have a great day everyone. So bye bye.